everyone. My name is Miss Krista. I'm a librarian at the Sterling Heights Public Library in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Today I'm outdoors at the library to bring you another virtual kids craft. Today we're going to be making Suncatchers by melting beads in muffin tins or cake pans. It creates a beautiful, kind of transparent, colorful look. So what are you going to need today in terms of supplies? Well, you're going to need beads. I picked up 400 transparent pony beads at the Dollar Tree for only $1, and this is just a little bit of the package, but that's kind of what they're gonna look like. You want transparent so that the light goes through them. Also, you're going to need a pan. I used two different pans. One was a muffin tin I also got at the Dollar Tree. You want something that you're gonna dedicate to crafts and not cook in it in the future, because you don't wanna melt plastic in something you're gonna make food in later. So this was from the Dollar Tree. It's very inexpensive, so if it gets ruined by melting the plastic, it's not gonna be a big deal. Also, you can just dedicate this to crafts going forward. They're really good for paints like the sidewalk chalk paint we made last time, or sorting beads or perler beads, or so many craft uses. So just pick up one of these at the dollar store inexpensively, and then you don't have to worry about mixing food and crafts. I also used a small cake pan to get a larger one like this. I don't have it with me to show you, but cake pans also work. Again, you're gonna wanna dedicate it to crafts going forward. And then you'll need string, and optionally a nut that looks like this, a metal nut or a metallic bead. That is used so that you can put it in with your beads and it doesn't melt, and it gives you a nice hole to string the string through. That's optional. You don't need it. Like we did down here, you can also just use hot glue to glue the strings to the Suncatcher. So the metal nut, the metal bolt or a metallic bead to make a hole, that's optional. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start with our muffin tin. So take your tin and open your beads. You're going to place a single layer of beads into the bottom of the tin, and you want to cover the entire bottom of these muffin cups. You don't want any beads stacked on top of each other. So a single layer, but all filled in. It doesn't matter if they're lying down or standing up, they're just gonna melt and you won't be able to tell the difference. You can throw them in randomly like I'm doing. So you just have a random rainbow, or you can make patterns like circles or starbursts, or all of one color or just a couple colors. Really just be as creative as you can be. So get them in there really well, cover the bottom of the tin, and here we are. I've completed my tin. As you can see, I've done one as a pattern, circles of color, and the others I've chosen random colors, and then I have a couple up at the top that I've chosen two colors, and one was all yellow. So we're gonna set that aside and get out our cake pan. This is a small 6-inch cake pan, and it's going to take quite a few, so we're just gonna put handfuls in right now. And you're just gonna randomly put them in. Okay, so my cake pan is done, and I'm setting that nut right in there on the cake pan, kind of toward the top of my design. I'm filling in any extra holes that there might be in my design, because I want to fill up the bottom of that pan. I want to fill it up, but I don't want any stacked. Just filling in the extra holes. Making sure they're all flat. I'm going to turn it around here and let you see that nut right inside the cake pan. I have my single layer of beads and the nut right there. Remember, that nut is not going to melt, so we're going to have a ready-made hole into our plastic Suncatcher. It would make it really easy to hang up. And again, if you don't have the nut, there are other options. We can do hot glue or drill a hole. Okay, so now I'm putting them on the grill. I've lined my grill with aluminum foil to prevent any stray beads sticking to my cooking surface for when I make food. I'm gonna set the grill temperature between low and medium. Your adult can help you with that. You're gonna wanna check them every few minutes, especially at the higher temperature of medium. You do not want these to start to bubble and boil. Grills tend to have warmer spots and cooler spots. So throughout this cooking time, you're going to want to turn your muffin tin in particular so that they all melt at a nice even pace. Here I am, and I'm going to start the grill. Okay, so after some time, you're going to notice that they've melted. You'll notice that they're all smooth on top. Again, none of mine are bubbling, so they're not boiling, which is good. That's what we want. They're difficult to take out. So here I am going to take them out and put them aside to cool using my oven mitt. Okay, so we have our cooled Suncatchers that have been melted on the barbecue grill, and we haven't popped them out yet. So I'm just going to apply pressure to the back of the pan. Yeah, and it literally just popped out, and now I have this beautiful Suncatcher. Now with the nut here, you see it just provides us a nice hole for our string to go into, and we're going to do that later. We're going to go inside. It's getting dark and starting to sprinkle out here, so I'm going to go inside, actually inside the library, and put these together. So there's our large one, and here's our small ones. And again, I'm just going to put a little pressure on. I heard them. And they're just going to pop out like this. Now this one doesn't have a nut in it for the hole, so you can do one of two things. Like I mentioned earlier, you can either take a drill and drill a small hole in, or you can just hot glue them to a string. So we're going to hot glue these to a string later today at the library. And they all just pop out. So these are our Suncatchers. Nice and easy to get out of the pan. And then we'll just use these pans for other crafts. Either the homemade sidewalk paint that we made last time, or more Suncatchers, or anything you can do craft-wise with that. Sort beads, sort perler beads. This pan is going to be used constantly. So here we have our Suncatchers in our different colors. And we're going to take these to the library, and I'm going to put them together and show you our Suncatcher. Thank you. Okay, I'm in the library now, and it's time to assemble our Suncatcher. I have my large one and my 6 small ones, my glue gun, and my string. I pre-cut 6 sizes of string for my project. The Suncatchers have a back and a front. The back is very dull, and the front is much shinier. There's also a small lip on the edge, which curves up a bit. I'm going to use the shiny side as my front. The small pieces also have that lip. They're shiny on the front and dull on the back. We're going to use the dull side as our back side, and going to glue our string to that. So starting with my large Suncatcher, I'm just going to take my piece of string and feed it right through that nut that has been melted into the Suncatcher. It is so easy. This is a great way of getting a hole into the plastic Suncatcher. So I'm just going to double knot it, just like this. Okay, so now I have my large part. It's all done, and it is time to glue the small ones. I'm going to grab a glue stick. You have to kind of decide what is the top of your Suncatcher and what is the bottom. So kind of turn it and make sure that you find the top, what you want to be the top, and that's where you're going to put your dab of hot glue. So you're going to put a dab of glue, put the string or the yarn into it, and then I'm going to put a dab of glue on the top as well to make sure it's well secured. So you're going to do this to all of your small pieces that you want to add string to, and then we'll be back. So I have put glue and string on all 6 of these sun catchers, and now it's time to attach them to my larger piece. So I'm going to turn my larger piece to the back and glue them to the bottom there. I'm going to cut different lengths of string because I kind of want the sun catchers to be different lengths. So kind of select the first one that you want to add, cut the string to the length that you like, and just like securing them to the small pieces, you're going to secure them multiple places on the large piece. And you're going to do this to all of your small pieces. And our finished product. This is just a suggestion of what you can do with this project. Feel free to just make small ones and hang them together, maybe from a hanger or from tree branches. You don't have to make the large one. You can just make the small ones with your muffin tin. Whatever you do, just be creative. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this craft today, and I will see you next time.